You know, Call of Duty has been the juggernaut for first-person shooters for, I'll say, the past 16 years. After getting their big break in 2007 with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, the series skyrocketed after the release of it. So much so that people forget that there's 3 other games before it. And to be honest, I can't blame them, because look at what came after Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, the series was on a roll at the time. It's like every game was either as good or better than the last, so the series started booming. Now, I'll say between the last 10 years of Call of Duty, I wouldn't say as much. Every game sells, but that period between 2007 and 2012 was Call of Duty's best year. Now, within this 10-year period, we've had games like Ghost, Infinite Warfare, Vanguard, Black Ops 4, Cold War, and a lot of these games, despite having successes, weren't really seen as good as the original ones. People called them trash, people said that they were the killers of the Call of Duty series, a lot of people said that about Ghost. And with each release, I kept hearing the same thing: this is the end of Call of Duty, Call of Duty isn't what it used to be. And a lot of people pinpoint Call of Duty's peak at Modern Warfare 2, which they should, it was an amazing game. But in my opinion, I think the Call of Duty series was at its highest with Black Ops 2. Released directly a year before the alleged downfall of Call of Duty with Call of Duty Ghosts, Black Ops 2 was released in 2012 on November 12th for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. Now, Black Ops 2 is a direct sequel to Black Ops 1, obviously, but the special thing about Black Ops 2 is not only was it still boots on the ground like previous Call of Duty games, but it was kind of like the first one to introduce the whole futuristic aspect of everything. Despite the year being 2012, Black Ops 2 was actually set in 2025, 13 years away from its actual release date. And when the trailers for the game came out, they really amped up the whole futuristic aspects of the game. Like, I remember seeing robotic dogs being called as a score streak. The trailer displayed AI controlled drones being used in combat, AI controlled tanks. You got a minigun on top of a 4-foot miniature tank that you can control through your handheld device. Everything about this game screamed future, AI, and robotics. Now, I think the shining point about this game was the campaign. The campaign opens up like this. The main character of the game is David Mason, the son of Alex Mason, the main character from the first Black Ops. Now, him, his partner Harper, and a group of armed soldiers all storm this retirement home so they can interview Frank Woods, a character from the first game, and see what he knows about Raul Menendez, the main antagonist of this game and a terrorist. Not gonna lie, they kind of broke the whole show don't tell rule of storytelling by having Harper say he's the most dangerous terrorist since Osama, but I didn't mind it. Now, Harper and Mason basically interrogate Woods on his affiliations with Raul Menendez. Now, Woods basically gives them the brief rundown on how he got involved with Raul Menendez back in the day. And this is where the game introduces its version of storytelling. Now, most Call of Duty games tell the story from different perspectives of people during a certain time. However, Black Ops 2 decides to tell the story throughout different perspectives throughout different points in time. The game jumps from 2025 to like early 80s like that. We see Mason with David as a kid getting prepped by Hudson on Woods' whereabouts and his disappearance, and how he has to be the one to save Woods because the CIA can't. After Mason helps a contact in Angola, Savimbi, fight off the MPLA, which was basically the opposing militia in the country, Savimbi gives Mason information on where Woods is being held. Mason and friends then go to said ship to find Woods and bring him back to safety, while also creeping through the jungle so they're not spotted by the local militia. And when we find Woods, it's bad, B. Fucking Raul had him in a container with all his dead friends for like 2 weeks. It was bad. There's rotten flesh, bros in the corner, traumatized as hell. It was crazy. All in an attempt to get information out of him. But we save him, you know? All's good. We bring him back to the helicopter, we save him. I summarized these 2 missions to say this. This is the most important part of the story. And yes, I'm skipping ahead of a few 2025 missions in order to get to this one, because this one's very important. Mason, Hudson, and Woods track down Raul to his favela. And Woods is hot. Alright, Raul tortured him for 2 weeks. He's hot, he's mad as hell. He has his own personal vendetta against him. And so us three, we raid the favela and we kill whatever militia and soldiers get in our way to Raul as we can. And it's kind of cool because this mission is actually cut in two. You have the mission in Woods and Mason's perspective, and you also have the mission in Raul's perspective, where he's being captured by enemy soldiers and he has to raid the favela in order to find his sister and save her. It's really cool, you should play it. But back to Woods and Mason's perspective. They make it to the house that Raul's sister was staying in around the exact same time that Raul gets there. Now, Woods, in a fit of rage after seeing Raul, throws a grenade at him, but he misses and the grenade lands inside of his sister's room and it kills her. Mind you, Raul just spent an entire mission cutting down soldiers in order to save her, and Woods, in a fit of rage, ends up accidentally killing her. Now, I know I skipped a couple missions, but the reason why I wanted to talk about this one, the reason why this one is so important, is because this one is the one that's responsible for the entirety of the game, for the entirety of the story, I mean. Raul was already doing his thing at the time. Like, I'm not saying it was just some innocent bystander, but after the death of his sister, he dedicated the remainder of his life to the destruction of the United States in the form of terrorism. Like, everything that David Mason and Harper and the rest of their unit are fighting against all come from this mission right here. It's all because of it. This is like a revenge story told through the eyes of the opposition. The story for Black Ops 2 was a great one, not just because of the initial story itself, but also because of the multiple endings, the weapon customization between each mission, the jumping from time plot to time plot within the story. Everything about this game, campaign-wise, was fun as hell. And I know I said this for Modern Warfare 2, but I'm gonna say it again. This is what it means to pull off a sequel. Everything you do great in the first one, you do better in the second, and you put it out the way it is. And that's what they did with Black Ops 2. Now, I want to get into the multiplayer, because just like the campaign, I think it's also a shining moment in the game. Now, just like any other Call of Duty at the time and currently, the multiplayer was your typical first-person shooter. You have a variety of assault rifles, SMGs, snipers, LMG, shotguns, variety to help you win game modes like Team Deathmatch, Free-for-all, Domination, Search and Destroy, whatever. The ranking system is basically the same as Modern Warfare and any other Call of Duty out back then. The higher your rank, the more weapons and attachments you unlock. Now, remember how I said in the beginning of the video how the trailer really amped up the whole futuristic aspects of the game? Now, those aspects were in campaign, don't get me wrong, but they really shine throughout multiplayer. Everything you saw, the drones, the tanks, the miniguns, everything, hell, even the attack copters, all of them, in my opinion, are properly represented through the form of score streaks. You have an AI controlled attack drone, like I said in the beginning, which basically works in its own weird way as like a miniature attack helicopter. You have an AGR, which is what I said before, you know, the little minigun on the miniature tank. It's slow as all living hell, but it takes a lot of bullets, it's reliable, and depending on the map size, can get you a lot of good kills. And now we have my personal favorite, the Hunter Killer. Now, imagine a paper airplane, but like with a bomb attached to it, that like has its own little tracking system. How it works is you throw it out into the sky, like I said, paper airplane, and let's say the enemy has an enemy UAV aboard. It will take out the UAV. At times, it'll take out an attack helicopter if the enemy summoned one. It'll take out a counter UAV. It's like a SAM turn, but like handheld. And to make matters better, if they don't have a UAV or an attack helicopter in the sky, it'll just hunt down an opponent on the ground and take them out like that. Like, you can be on one side of the map and your enemy can be on the other side, but if you throw it far enough, it'll find them. Now, if you do decide to play Black Ops 2 today, I gotta warn you, other than Team Deathmatch, Free-for-all, and at times Search and Destroy, there's not really any game modes you can really play in outside of those three. Not to say that the servers die, like, no, they're still alive and well. Like, you find a game immediately if you go into one of the three that I named. There is no domination, there's no ground war, there's no capture the flag. It's all Team Deathmatch, Free-for-all, and Search and Destroy. Either that or you got the hardcore options. But despite a lot of the other game modes not being as popular as the three, the multiplayer is still fun as shit. Like, there's never a dull moment playing. Now, my second thing to say about this is the hackers. I haven't noticed them as much within the past 3 or 4 weeks I've been playing Black Ops 2, but when I used to play on my Xbox One, let's say 1 or 2 years ago, Bro, those motherfuckers was running rampant. And they all had the same insignia. Like, their name tag would be in colors, and there's times where it will like change every few seconds. If you see a gamer tag in the lobby with like blue, red, pink, or green colors, leave. It's a fucking hacker. He's gonna change the game mode, turn it into either snipers only, where the sniper rifle is a duck, or turn it into some stupid shit. Just leave. All in all, the multiplayer for Black Ops 2 is still fun as hell. I can easily say it's everything I remember from when I was a kid. Now on to the last, man, zombies. Now, zombies, I have my opinions on it for Black Ops 2. Zombies was fun. I'm just going to put this, it was fun. You know, it was always a great game mode, especially back in 2012. Like, the zombie mode for Call of Duty ever since World at War was always fun. Everyone knows Transit was very memorable. It's a legendary zombie map in Call of Duty history. Everyone knows this, alright? Black Ops 2 Zombies was fun. However, my thing with zombies for this one is whenever I talk to someone about Black Ops 2, they all say that, or just Call of Duty in general, they all say the same thing. Black Ops 2 had the best zombies, Transit was phenomenal, Transit was the best in the series, whatever. I'm gonna keep it real with you. After replaying Black Ops 2, I will say I think nostalgia carried some of zombies in the second one. Not saying it wasn't good, but when I compare it to ones like World at War or Black Ops 1 or even like Black Ops, let's say 3 or 4, I'm not gonna say it's the weakest link, but I definitely enjoyed the first two a lot better than I did the second one. World at War Zombies was the first of its time, but I think it worked a lot better than BO2, mainly because it had a lot more maps in it than the second one, without DLC obviously. Black Ops 1 Zombies was great. The map, my dumbass was about to say kindergarten. Kindertoten was fun. I still know I'm saying the word wrong. And the bonus map you got at the end of the campaign, 5, that one was fun. I feel like World at War and Black Ops 1 Zombies were a lot more memorable and entertaining compared to BO2. Because when I play BO2, Transit, like I said, is fun. It's fun, you know, getting on the bus, shooting at zombies, going from post to post. But other than Transit, no one really talks about the other zombie maps. And I don't blame y'all, because Transit, in my opinion, was the better out of the three. But I feel like Black Ops 2 Zombies could have had a lot more work put into it to make it as good as the first two that came before it. Like, a big difference, I'll say, between BO2 Zombies and, let's say, World at War is this. I can play any World at War Zombies and I will have fun regardless. I can bring up any World at War zombie maps and I will find people who will either remember it or gush about how great it is. With Black Ops 2 Zombies, the only map that people really talk about or people ever really gush over is Transit. And after replaying Zombies, I understand why. Now, I'm not trying to shit on zombies. I keep saying that. I'm not trying to make it seem like it was bad. No, it was good. It was really great. But I think out of all three, you know, campaign, multiplayer, zombies, I think Zombies out of the three is probably the weakest link, which is saying something because it was still good. A campaign with stellar storytelling, fast-paced multiplayer with over-the-top creative kill streaks, and a survival mode in the form of zombies for you and your friends to play. All wrapped up in one little package. That's what Black Ops 2 was. And seeing how it was released directly before Ghost, I'm gonna go out my way and say Black Ops 2 in a way was the end of an era. I mean, we got Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, World at War, Black Ops 1, and then we have Black Ops 2. All these games were, in my opinion, Call of Duty masterpieces, released from back to back to back for 5 to 6 straight years. All for us to enjoy up until Ghost came out and in the eyes of other people ruined the series. Black Ops 2 was the last in that 5-year lineup. I think Black Ops 2 was the last game in the series that people called a 10 out of 10 before the release of Ghost and the next 10-year period of Call of Duty games. There were no hit and misses between 2007 and 2012. And I, just like a lot of y'all watching this video, am glad I was alive to witness it. I don't know if Call of Duty will ever get another run like it did with the 5-year period, but if it does, I'm here for it. And that's the end of the video. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. I think this was a long time coming. I think I talked about doing this like 4 months ago, but I think I stopped because I said I didn't want to be known as the guy who just does Call of Duty videos, because I was doing like Call of Duty videos back to back. I think I did like 5 or 6 at the same time, and I was like, yeah, nah, I ain't trying to be known as that guy, so I had to like space the shit out. Like, even after this one, I think it's going to be like maybe a month or two before I talk about another Call of Duty. That's a lie, I'll give it like 3 weeks. But nonetheless, it was fun replaying it for the sake of this video. But that's all I got for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this little episode of Reggie TV. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.